Hey folks, it's Rob Flux here with another Real Deal in the Field, and we're in sunny Adelaide. First deal we've actually recorded in Adelaide with one of my star students, Vanessa, with a cracking 1:2 subdivision that she's got here. One of your smaller deals, Vanessa.
Yep.
You are cranking it hard all over the place. So you've got 6 deals on the go, is that correct? 6 deals.
Yep.
And we've got this 1:2 subdivision here. You were saying before you bought it by accident.
I did.
So how do you buy a house on accident?
My husband was sent out on the duty of just doing some due diligence while I was on a webinar, and he came home and said, "Oh, I love this one. I've made an offer."
So it was going to auction. He put an offer in, and you thought, it's going to auction, it'll be fine.
10 days till auction.
10 days till auction, and lo and behold, they've accepted your offer.
Monday morning they rang, "We've taken it off auction and you're the successful person."
Absolutely. But it was a cracking deal. But because of the size of it, you did something super interesting for a lot of people out in our community that would actually love to get their family involved. You got your family involved. So
I did.
So now Christy and son-in-law Phil. So Phil, come on over, mate. So
Hey, Phil.
Hello, everyone.
Son-in-law. So this is a beautiful, quiet area, and cars keep going past. This is very unusual in this particular spot. But, Phil, mate, your first deal,
Yes.
despite the fact that it's like Vanessa's deals,
Yes.
mate, how and why did you and Christy want to get involved in this?
Well, we've just seen Vanessa and Jerry just, using development to help surplus income and bring in extra income to do some of the things that they love to do. And this was a great opportunity for us as a family for us to, I guess, start something small and do it with someone that we trust. And so, yeah, when Vanessa called and said, "Hey, we've got this potential deal, would you like to go in with it?" we jumped at the opportunity to be involved.
Very good. And so in order to do that, Vanessa's clearly running a lot of the show, but not all of the show. Now, as I understand it, you and Christy did the one on this side, and Vanessa did the one on that side.
Yes.
So some slight differences in colour selections and finishes and finishes.
Absolutely.
But functionally, an identical floor plan, just mirror imaged.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
And a different facade, so they actually look different. Now, despite what it might look like, folks, for a lot of people interstate, this looks like a duplex, but it's actually 2 individual houses on their own individual titles. They just happen to be built all the way through to boundary, and the walls are physically that far apart in order to create that separation. But in order to build to boundary, you guys did some really creative things to to squeeze the lemon pretty hard and actually get some extra cash out of this. And that was the fact that you actually got double car parking. Now, whilst that might not seem like a big deal, in this particular area, car parking is a bit of a premium. Now, just 4 doors down the road, they did a couple of brand new homes, and they had single car parking. And you got the 2 car parking. How much more did you get for your property versus what they got down the road?
We got $100,000 per house extra.
$100,000 per house extra, thank you very much. Just for getting the extra car, and we're going to give you some insights into how they actually achieved that in a sec. But what I found super interesting, even though they got the extra 100K, the 2 people that they sold it to, how many cars did they have? One car. But still, I got the extra 100K in the bank. Now, what you did to do this very, very creatively was build all the way to boundary, but you weren't really building from a technical, legal, practical sense, because you didn't build a garage per se, but you rather built a carport. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was all about the lintel, which was originally had 2 rows of bricks across the top of the garage door. It's still a garage door, even though it's a car park. So if we took that out and didn't close in the side or just the back area, which is about the size of a door, isn't it? Then it was deemed to be a carport, not a garage.
Yeah, so we've left one garage shut, one carport shut, and the other one open, so you can actually see through and actually see it is actually open on the other side. So you can see they're using the fence rather than a wall, and the fence is open at the top, plus there's a walkway through to the back of the yard. So it's not actually fully enclosed, and hence is technically a garage.
Carport.
Carport, thank you. I've done that twice now. But The reason why the extra car parking was actually so important is because car parking is a little bit of a premium. Where we're standing on this side of the road, the entire side of the road has actually got a yellow line on it where you actually can't park. And that's because on this side of the road, there's some lovely, lovely amenities. So let's just talk about what is around the corner just down the road. So what do we got just down the road?
Starts with Waterworld.
Waterworld.
So water park, yep.
If you want to go, I guess, in the middle of winter and get yourself wet, then we've got a tennis court.
Yep.
And then we've got this amazing, amazing park with soccer fields, barbecues and all sorts of things.
Playground, dog park, yeah, it's great.
So amazing, amazing facility.
Yeah.
But because of the proximity to this, that actually made this a super attractive property. But it did make car parking a premium,
Yeah.
hence the extra 100K that you've got for this. So cracking outcome. Now, in this particular instance, Vanessa, you've actually sold the properties yourself, haven't you?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about your sales process and what's gone. So house number 1, let's just talk about your house. How did we actually sell that one?
Okay, well, that one is I am purchasing their property and I got a 12-month delayed settlement on that. They really wanted to have a new home if they could because they've lived in the home they're in for 52 years. And so I said, well, I just happen to have something that might suit you and come on the market within that 12 months.
So I just want to be very, very clear on this, folks, in case you didn't pick it up, because there was some subtlety in that. Vanessa's actually bought their property round the corner in order to do another development there. And in order to kick them out, they needed somewhere to go.
Correct.
And so she's conveniently parked them right here.
It's a great strategy.
It's a great strategy, folks, if you can get that done every single day. Now that's one.
So I know they can pay for it because I know what I'm paying them.
What about number 2?
Number 2 was a lady who lives close by, wants to have a home a little bit smaller. She walked past, saw the building happening, rang the builder and said, do you know if these people are selling? The builder rang me, gave me her phone number, and after a couple of phone calls, she decided she really did want it.
Easy money, easy money. So now, let's go check out, we'll only look at one of the insides of the property. They are, I guess, in a more, budgety type area. So this is not high-end, top of the range fixtures and fittings and that sort of thing, but still really good fit out for, the build quality. How big are the properties? What's the land size and what's the house size?
The land size is just short of 350 square metres. And the homes, I think, are about 210 square
210
metres.
square metres. So reasonable size, considering that there's only one elderly couple in one side and
A single lady
in the other side. Huge homes for what they need. So let's go take a look inside, folks. We'll see you in 2 secs on the other side. Now, just wanted to take a little bit of a closer look about the garage scenario that we're actually talking about before. Now, we talked about a lintel. So a lintel would be sitting here with a couple of ornamental bricks, typically, in order to make the front of the house look pretty. It's still got the same roller door, but it's just hiding, the shape of the roller door. It doesn't really make much difference. And then because it's open on the other side, we're actually using a fence and not a wall. And also you can see the fence is actually open. Plus, there's no gate at the back, and hence it is truly a carport after all, and hence that's how you've managed to get away with that. But it actually locks off the back of the yard, so nobody can actually get through. And we've got access through a little door over here, so we can actually get inside. So it functions like a double car
exactly
garage.
the same.
Functions like a double car garage, but technically is a carport.
Yep.
Very good. Let's go take a look inside. Hey folks, here we are on the inside now. We're at practical completion, so it is still, somewhat a work in progress, and so not everything is finished and that sort of thing, but only a week away from handover.
Yep.
So it's going to look really good in very, very soon. And I know that the new buyers are super anxious in coming through. Wanted to have a chat with Phil as your very first project mate. What would be some insights and guidance for anyone else out there wanting to start the journey? Your very first deal, what's the biggest lesson that you got out of this process?
Yeah, I think one thing that we learned is that even though Vanessa's done lots of deals in the past, every deal has its nuances, and you can't always go into it thinking that it's a simple, 1 into 2, it'll be easy. You always come across little hiccups, but one thing that we've learned with Vanessa and Jerry is there's always a solution, and sometimes it takes a little bit of time and a little bit of extra money, but there is always a way to get around it. So do your due diligence, find your team of people that you work with that you can get great advice from, and allow them to actually speak into it, because sometimes they can provide the solution with, especially with this particular one that we had, it was the builder that really helped us sort of navigate some of the challenges.
Yeah, very good. And folks, as property developers, we make money by solving problems. So they're always going to be there in every single deal, as you touched on. So it's not about being afraid, it's about being prepared, identify all those issues and challenges up front in your due diligence process, and map that out. Now, you guys have just recently presented this in full as a complete real deal at one of our recent meetups here in Adelaide. Folks, we run these meetups in Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne and Adelaide. You can turn up to these physically, or you can live stream from anywhere in the country and actually have a look. So if you actually want to see the full details of all the war stories and some of those lessons learnt that we touched on here, see the numbers and see how much they cranked out of this deal, then why don't you become an annual member, dial in and physically turn up to one of our future meetups where Vanessa will be presenting another one of the other 6 that she's got in the pipeline in the not too distant future. Till then, folks, I'm going to say bye for now. Bye.